skills needed to be invested in something different. And yeah, I discovered NFTs and I've joined the community, and it's been so nice. Everybody has been so friendly and I've never expected that. So I've really enjoyed it so far. And ever since I've joined, I've started learning how to create worlds, which has been my main focus. And mainly I wanted to build a community around myself because, we are sitting in behind the computers and behind the screens and we're chatting all day long, and it's kind of hard to bond with people, and that is why I founded a community here in London called NFT UK, which is expanding also around the countries, the whole country of UK, I mean. And it's been growing, so it's been fun, and I've met so many amazing artists so far. And yeah, this is how I am. So this is what I've been doing so far, and every day is such a journey and so inspirational. Meeting new people and learning a lot from others around myself.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome. Yeah, thank you for the background. I know everyone's really excited to see your art and as well. So I don't know if you'd like to screen share or
yeah, so I was thinking maybe I can screen share my YouTube because I'm currently on Foundation, but Foundation it's kind of like blocky and you have to click on each one. I think maybe some of my best art is, let me just go and share my screen.
yeah,
Just
and
a
if
moment.
anyone sees that link that Carolina Dud just posted in the chat too, that's a link to Mila's foundation. You can see all her high-res NFT artwork worlds there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly showcase that. So this is my foundation here. Um, I don't have like extremely a lot of work on it because it takes me a while to create what I do. But and I'm kind of conscious of not producing too much content. So you could see the first piece I ever done was like a painting that I tried creating, and after that I transitioned into animation. So uh, I started using Unreal Engine in about maybe February. Do you guys see my screen, by the way? I wonder. So
Yeah, we
yeah,
can see it.
yeah, so like you can unmute here and you can go through them. I'm not probably gonna go through each video, but that was like one of my very first immersive experiences that I've designed in Unreal Engine. And yeah, it was so exciting that to start like a brand new chapter in my life. And then I kind of ventured into different. I was exploring. I love the Japanese style as well. Like I love cherry blossoms and temples, and it's not loading, obviously typical. But yeah, maybe let me just. I'm not sure if you can see this. What am I sharing? I'm not sure what I'm seeing. Hold on. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's on
this
your
is what I.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's my YouTube. So yeah, like I probably can share the link to the YouTube if anyone wants to see it, like somewhere here, I guess, in the chat. Um, and yeah, so recently I've been working. There's a lot of things to watch, so I want to say everybody, if you have time, just go through them and maybe have a look at them because they have music and it takes a while to to get into um you know this is the kind of stuff I create. I'm not sure if also the sound is, um, if you can hear it. But yeah, this is the kind of like environments. I love using a lot of nature, and my style is very much about mystical ambience and fantasy. And so what you see here is actually a map. And I'm working with a platform called Leapin, which basically allows people, I don't want to shield them very much, but it allows people to have a land and then you can actually create worlds like this. And I've been handing them some of my immersive worlds so then people who have lands, they can jump in, leap in, as they like to say, and invite their characters, 3D characters, and stuff like that. So if you have, for example, if you're an ape gang and you log in with your MetaMask, it will kind of see what what kind of characters you have, and it will allocate you there, and you can then run into the world. And I was going to show you, this is my latest piece. And I'm actually, after showing you this, I will go into the Unreal Engine file, and I will actually show you how it's played, which I think is going to be interesting. But this video was just for showcasing. I'm not sure it's loading right now, but it was just to showcase people. So it's not really perfectly filmed. It's a bit fast, you know. But I just wanted to showcase the ones that follow me that this is happening soon. This is going to be this world. And there's loads of mushrooms and a lot of glowy caves, so you can jump in and explore them. And okay, so right, so this is it. And then I wanted to go into, I'm not sure if you can see, what are we seeing here? So yeah, this is my Unreal Engine file. If anyone has any questions, please feel free, or any comments, so I don't forget people behind. Okay, so I have been working on Unreal Engine, the version before Unreal Engine 5, because that's what the platform I like designing for is. That's the version that they like using for now. But I'm very big fan of Unreal Engine 5, and I'm not sure if anyone knows about it, but you should check it out if you're into animation, and the quality is absolutely superb. So yeah, so this is the world. Look, I'm moving my mouse right now, and I can go forward. It probably may lag a bit because I'm streaming, and yeah, it is lagging. Give me a second. Let's see if I can play it. So what really happens is that you will have a land pot, and then you have a character. So this character is just for a test, but it's a bit laggy, but you basically will be able to run around this cave. It's a whole world. It's quite big, and you see you can kind of see it around here, and it's proper game level design, which I've been so excited to explore and progress in my life. And I think I will be doing this more and more going forward. But yeah, it's actually not this laggy, but because I'm streaming, and I think probably I need to change a few parts of my PC, but it is what it is right now. Yeah, the concept is basically having. I got inspired by this big festival in Germany, and it's I can't recall the name, but basically it's within a forest, and you have these really glowy lights and all kinds of decorations to resemble of something mystical and enchanted. And this is literally what I wanted to create. I'm literally underwater right now. Sorry. Yeah, sorry if it's kind of lagging. And I know I need to rebuild my lights probably, but yeah, this is like the file that I handed to Leapin, and they will build on top of this file, and they will assign this world to a land. And I was actually talking to Trippy about maybe getting a meta traveler to test it with. You see, this is a character I got from the Unreal Engine marketplace just to test it. So yeah, I don't claim it's mine. She's very beautiful. She's a samurai lady. And it's kind of getting better now. It's not so laggy. And basically the idea is to have a very big land with like glowing mushrooms and trees and rocks and everything that resembles of like a misty magical night, and then you can build your own, you can add your own structures, and you can party with your own friends if you wanted to, if you invite people over to your map when you own the land. And it kind of takes me, I think, about 10 minutes to run from one end to another. So it's kind of big. Ooh. Yeah, I'm lagging again a bit, but yeah, this is what I do so far on a daily basis. And thanks to this, I've connected to some amazing people who are into the gaming field, or even projects that own characters and that may be interested in having like worlds like this. It's all very, very new. It's the beginning of what I'm doing right now, but I know things will evolve in the next few months. There's so many more projects and plans ahead. And yeah, any questions, anyone?
Yeah, this is awesome. These worlds are so vast and colorful and beautiful.
Mm.
What was the process of even, starting to learn Unreal and maybe even your creative process, how you approach, building your maps and your world?
Yeah, so I've always been very big gamer, and I was always fascinated by the ambience of the worlds that I play in. And my biggest ever inspiration, I think, was Ark Survival. If anyone has played, that was my go-to game. And because it was so amazingly, picturesque, everything was so designed very nicely. And they had everything from islands, from underworld maps, of like glowy caves and stuff like that. A lot of mushrooms, and you could see here. So what happens now is I wanted to become, because I was so fascinated, I wanted to learn how to do that. And because I quit my job, I had so much time on my hands, and I was like, I want to learn to do something new. And I was kind of bored designing products, user experience, user interface. That kind of bored me a little bit, and I needed something more interactive, more immersive. And I usually start with let's see, let's quit this for a second. And really pretty simple. I usually start with a new level. I'm not gonna do a whole tutorial, but basically I load all the assets. So basically you start like this. This is pretty much nothing, but actually there is something. You already have the sky, you already have the light, you have the fog, you have a base, which you can create a landscape. And then you can load your own assets if you design any 3D assets, or you can, you know, get some of the Unreal Engine free assets as well. Um, and you then load them into your content browser here. So these are all stuff that I've loaded. And then you drag and drop. But obviously there should be some kind of a optimization when you're importing your files. So if anyone wants to get into this Unreal Engine stuff, you have to kind of do some basic tutorials. But it's quite straightforward as well. And yeah, I just start with this. I start with an empty project, and then there's like functions where you can add your own atmosphere, your sky, your volumetric fogs. So this kind of like they're clashing, you can see, but then I can these are elements they shouldn't sit together. But it was just, for the purpose of demonstrating. And then you play around with your lights, and that's it. When you're happy with your environment, like your sky and every light around, and you can create your landscape like here. And that's when you start building properly. And further down the line, you can even change it. You can even custom your fog. You can assign textures to your landscape. You can even sculpt it. You could really much do a lot of stuff at the beginning with Unreal Engine, and then or you can create your own worlds in. I'm not sure if I have world creator. It's another, yeah. Don't worry about it. It's not installed. But world creator is another thing I have that I use usually to create those mountains and the kind of look of the high map. And yeah, this is your starting point, and you can literally go and like grow things, sculpt things, so you can just see here. Obviously, this is very rubbish, but it's just to show you. You can do your little mountains, and then you decorate them. You add your foliage. There's so much stuff to do. You can make things look really realistic. And the reason why I was also very inspired, it wasn't just because of the games, but some of the biggest movies have used Unreal Engine to create cinematics, rather than, spending their budget on travels and hotels and stuff like that for all the actors and being able to shoot in certain remote locations in the world. They can recreate very easily this in a program like that. So a real engine is pretty much, it ticks the boxes on everything. And you can make games, which is very important nowadays. So yeah, that's so far where I am with what I do on a daily basis. I spend pretty much most of
Yeah.
my time on this program.
Yeah, Unreal Engine is awesome. And for those who don't know, Unreal Engine is free software. So,
Yeah.
the universe or the metaverse needs more builders in the world. And what's better than, having open source or free software available, to help builders, create more awesome experiences. Yeah, I think the audience would also be interested. Oh, this wasn't a question, but a comment. Carolina Death said she really loves the colors, so beautiful. That was when you're
Thank you.
showing your world. And yeah, I think another question too is maybe let the audience know about NFT UK and the community that
Yeah.
you have building over there.
Yeah, so NFT UK really purely was started because I didn't see anyone doing any in real life activities, any meetups, any events, and there were so many of us, but no one knew each other. And so one day, I think it was a Monday morning, I was having a bit of a low time period of my life where I was like, I'm always in this room, I'm always working, and I'm interacting with people via Twitter Spaces or I'm just writing on Twitter, and I feel very like it's becoming quite robotic, and I'm losing that sense of togetherness with people. And really purely was born for that. I made a tweet, and the tweet was like, if you are interested, I'm trying to remember what I said. If you're interested in real life meetups, let me know and I'll add you to a group. And that's where I had the idea of I'm gonna collect a bunch of people around me, and then we're gonna hang out to have a drink or food and talk about NFTs, because you know how it is. You're like, I'm not sure for you, but my friends, the ones I grew up with, they don't know NFTs, and they're really tired of me speaking about it because they don't understand them, and it gets frustrating for myself as well. So, and ever since I started NFTs, I kind my interest kind of changed. So the usual conversations are a little bit boring, and I'm trying to grow and understand better, and I wanted to connect with people that are doing pretty similar stuff as me. And yeah, so this um yeah, this tweet went viral to the point where we first started, like, I collected a few people around me, and then I made a Twitter group, and I little I knew there were only 70 people allowed in a group. So in less than 20 minutes, we filled the group. And then I realized with the other ones around me that maybe we should get a Discord. And yeah, then we started NFT UK Discord, and now I think it's about 1,300 people or something, and it's only like about a month old. But it was so impressive to see how everyone was so dying to see each other and to meet each other in real life. And we've done so many events so far. We've done a lot of meetups. So if you're in the UK, and especially around London, definitely I think it's probably a good thing to join, because we do a lot of, we meet very often, and it kind of became a little family now. At first, it was quite funny because we will meet people and they'll give you their Twitter handle, and I will remember their face, but I will never kind of recall what are they called. And now, after like 3, 4 times that we've met, I can actually remember everyone. So it's becoming like yeah, it's a bit of a little family kind of a crew, and a lot of people were volunteering to help. We've done a very big event in London called NFT Cracker, and there was NFT London before. So yeah, we had a lot of speakers, and the most important part is not only to meet, but it's also to spread awareness of knowledge. Things like we have some people that are lawyers in IP, and I had no clue much about IP personally. Like, how do you use things? What do you do? And what's right, what's wrong? And then we have people that are some top people in the gaming industry, and there's a lot of these kind of figures that can teach us, and that's why we do a lot of these events where we can have a few speakers that can spread awareness and knowledge for us to grow, and that's why it was born, really. So, and I'm really happy it's happening, because I was feeling quite left out being always on social media and not really meeting humans. And now on Saturday we're actually meeting for a quick drink and just to catch up before the festive days. And in January we are planning. There's like a lot of plans. We're starting to plan next year to have a DAO. So maybe like create a small token for everyone to own for the NFT UK so we can self-sustain because we don't have a fund or stuff like that. And it's been quite tough to get venues because they always want to, these kind of details that are usually quite difficult to do, but we can overcome. So yeah, it's been quite interesting, and there will be some festivals and some music events, and we have actually a whole university that contacted us that wanted to bring some NFT people to educate the students, which I found amazing. It really made me so happy that they wanted us to go there and host some panels and involve their students and onboard them into the world of NFTs. Yeah, um, that's that's pretty much it from NFT UK so far.
Wow, very cool. Yeah, it's awesome to see such an organic community come together around NFTs like that. I know for myself and a lot of people in the audience, a lot of our community is heavily weighted in the digital worlds and the virtual experiences and communities like that. And when we do finally get to meet each other in IRL, it forges that relationship and those bonds in such a new way. So yeah, that makes me really happy to hear. Anyone in the audience who is in the UK or will be out in the UK, definitely check out NFT UK. I know we have, actually, I don't see them in the audience, but Metageist, I don't know if you're familiar with. They do a lot of metaverse IRL events, and they'd probably be really interested in those as well since they're based out of UK.
I'm not sure I know them, or maybe
Okay.
I just need to probably see their account and then I'll know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's grown organically and like I'm not even pushing it very much socially because I always have my own account as an artist, and then I lead the NFT UK, so it's quite of a job. So I let things kind of grow organically. We've had a lot of big brands coming and trying to take the community. So there has been some kind of like struggles as well from that end because having community makes sense to someone that can offer a service or a product. So yeah, there have been conversations about maybe partnering or sponsoring and who knows. So we're growing and it's just nice and happy to be all together. And it's not like a Discord that is going crazy and it's like constantly active, but it's people where they come there and they talk for a bit and then they know where to meet when there's the next meetup, and we're going to improve that. We're going to get it more grow the engagement further in the future.
That's great. Yeah, if anyone in the audience has any questions for Mila, please shout them out in the live chat. And I'm not sure if you have any other topics you want to touch on. We have a few minutes. Just what's the future? What lies in the future for Mila and your projects?
Yeah, so I see myself very much into, building worlds and expanding that kind of territory in the NFT, because when I arrived there was no such. I mean, you had Decentraland and you had was it CryptoVoxel? You have that, but the graphics is not exactly what I want. I want something like super high quality that is optimized to the user to play as you would play a proper game. And I'm seeing that with Leapin, that was actually born because of my worlds, and I'm not sure if anyone knows that, but it was the founder kept seeing my struggles while I was creating, and then he was like, I have this idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try. And and now you have this platform that they've created, and it was a great thing because you could see someone being quite innovative when they find a solution to a problem of in whichever situation they are. So yeah, I think I want to do more of that. I definitely want to obviously improve my skills because I'm always improving anyway. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would love to just have more worlds, and I want more landowners to play my worlds. That would make me super happy.
Yeah, I'm very excited about what Leapin's doing. I myself obviously have a few worlds that haven't started developing yet, and then Meta Travelers, we have about 10, so we're looking forward to seeing them grow and expand. And it's cool knowing that, they're working with the artists hand in hand to help bring these worlds to life. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, traditionally in the NFT space, as a world builder or an architect, there are limited places to kind of like have placement for those installations, especially at such a high level of fidelity that Unreal Engine offers.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There are not many platforms that do that, and that's the beauty of it right now. And that is the time to actually take action and grow it. But it's kind of funny because outside NFTs, you have these gaming, incredibly beautiful games, and big companies like Epic Games and is it Rockstars and Rockstar Games or something like that, like all these big names that already have created high quality games, and that's what I wanted to see here, and I hope that improves with time as well. And yeah, building worlds, maybe we'll talk about the worlds that, I mean, the lands that you have potentially, and see where we go.
Awesome. All super exciting stuff. So for the audience who's listening, where would be the best place to find your work? Where should they go to view it, and what's the best way to view your work?
Yeah, I usually upload on Foundation. I think the links, I saw the links on the live chat, but I can share them again in a bit. It's Foundation Mila Lolly. My name is very simple, so I'm pretty much Mila Lolly on everything. So I'm on Twitter, and that's where I am most of the times. Um, I only have, I think, three cinematics left, but usually, yeah, I take my time to upload things. Um, I've been working on some new stuff that I want to upload, but I'll take my time so to not oversaturate my account. And yeah, that's where it is. And sometimes I upload things on my YouTube because I think with 4K resolution it gets quite lost on Foundation. I have to always squeeze it to 50 megabytes, and that's quite painful when you design in like 4K and you have to bring it down for the platform. So yeah, so sometime when I want to showcase people, I just put it on YouTube once it's been minted so people can see it in high quality. And that's it. And yeah, I mean, I have OpenSea, but I use OpenSea a little bit as a side game, if I want to experiment something, but that doesn't really distract my journey, or doesn't really distract my collectors into thinking that I'm doing that. So I kind of maybe experiment around and I upload simpler things. But my main focus, I'm actually striving to go to Super Rare, and we'll see if they will ever accept me, but we'll see one day. Maybe that will be my other portfolio there. So fingers crossed.
Awesome. Yeah, we'd love to see what we can do about getting you on Super Rare.
I hope
Well,
that.
yeah, thank you so much. It's amazing seeing someone build such, immersive virtual worlds, and we're on that kind of cutting edge where you're going to start seeing more of these NFTs become experiences that you can actually walk through and explore, and there's a world of possibilities, just in that concept alone. So, yeah, we really appreciate you sharing your story with us, and yeah, happy to see you creating.
Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I'm not so used to talk in front of so many people, so I'm sorry if I'm jumping on top of my world. But yeah, it's been nice, and I'll catch you guys soon. Unless you have other questions, I'll be around in the Discord anyway.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mila. And
Thank you.
yeah, with that, I'll go ahead and pass the mic to Matthew and Rizzle. Keep the party going.
Hey yo, how am I coming in? Am I in the vegetable drawer or
Loud and clear.
there we go. Cool. Thank you, Chippy, for yet another pre-whip trip. Thank you, Mila, for speaking and sharing everything today. Always love to get these long form discussions going with artists and creators. It's a great way to segue into the whip, which whip fam, we're back. It's Thursday, noon over here in the Pacific, West Coast. 1 week until the holidays, or like another portion of the holidays that happen in December. Really excited for that. We have a great show for everyone today. We have Tara and Achilles back in the house. They're going to be talking about a lot of things. I know they have some updates on Warp Sound, some alpha they're going to spill over there, as well as a bunch of updates over on the async art side of things, which is probably like the hottest project in the space with what they've been doing with blueprints, the X copy with a lot of money, and Cody. So really excited to dig into those updates. We have Matt and Coleman coming into the house to join us to give us some updates on the Vorsaken project on their end. And something I'm super, super stoked about, Dad Ogar is going to be leading a in-world CryptoVoxels field trip, giving us a tour first of their latest build where everyone's kind of like dancing and hanging out right now in CryptoVoxels if anyone wants to drop the link there. Before we get started, though, big shout out to Proof of Beauty Studios. Of course, they're the season sponsor of the WIP, not just a single season, but like at least 5 seasons so far since they started sponsoring us. Check them out at pob.studio. See the latest and greatest over there. I know Rizzle will have another element to show from them. And also make sure you check out the latest episode of the Matthew and Rizzle show that we released with the one and only David Bianchi. Amazing story on his end. Like, you got to listen to it for yourself. The dude has been through a ton, and he's a force when it comes to creating some amazing art. So check that out. But probably the same with everyone else listening to me right now. Done listening to my voice. You really want to hear the hype master himself take the mic. So, dude, Rizzle, whenever you're ready, take the mic from me and get this hype train rolling for this week.
Dude, can you wait first? Am I in the veggie drawer?
Nah, man, you sound great.
Oh, thank God. I'm like 50-50 veggie drawer, like perfect mic without changing anything. Are we whipping next week? We might as well, right? Do we have speakers lined up? Otherwise, we should like totally holiday whip or something, like, party whip.
Dude. No, the 23rd isn't a holiday, so I had us down for a regular whip. The last one before the holidays. So yeah. But cool. we can combine it and make it super holiday vibes too. So
yes. All right, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be cool. Okay, I actually do have something to show for Proof of Beauty, although I don't know if I'm reading Matt's mind properly, but I like randomly bought one of their in real life pieces of one of my London things like a couple of days ago, and I'm pretty stoked and hope it shows up before Christmas. Present for myself, because I'm obsessed with generative art, and that's how it goes. Let's see. Thanks everyone who came out for my birthday, honestly, on Monday. If you were there and signed the guest list on the Rizzle block or tried to and didn't get one of these items, check your hidden folder on OpenSea and see if it's there. If you were there and you didn't get anything, let me know and I'll make sure to send you the stuff that you missed. I'm going to burn all of the remaining Rizzle block and bot items at the end of the week to produce scarcity of my strange items. I don't know, because that seems like what you should do, right? So then they're like super scarce. V Taylor, if you were there and didn't get anything, DM me with your address. A lot of people had trouble signing the guest list, so I'll make it right. Then I'm going to burn the rest of this stuff, and then only those who properly made the pilgrimage to the Rizzle block will ever hold the official replicas, and they'll, I don't know, be some sort of priceless piece of metaverse lore or something, or maybe nothing. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So check your hidden folder on OpenSea and let me know if you didn't get anything. You should. Huge shout out to Pixels. Huge shout out to Brookhawk, first of all, for like making all of those things. I must have distributed like 900 wearables or something over the course of this week, all of which he loaded me up on out of, just wanted to help out for my birthday. So huge shout out to Brookhawk. Pixels gave a ton of shoes Pixels. And you also, most of the, pretty much everybody, I think, who signed the guest list last week at the WIP, you should check the same hidden folder in OpenSea because you likely have a holiday vest in there. So I gave out a bunch of those last week. We've got a bunch of shoes and other things you can't do. Oh, we got to be friends, V Taylor. Send me a friend request. You can, I like shut off DMs to people who are not my friends on Discord. Trippy told me how, it's actually saved my sanity significantly of like inbound requests and stuff. So we can be friends. Let's see. Obviously, huge shout out to Savage Prebes for playing a set and gave me a grip of Rizzle shirts that I see like a ton of people dressed up in crypto voxels as we speak, dancing around, which is like the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes, obviously, huge shout out to the Meow Meows, Sanity Meows, for all the things. I see Warsaken is in the house chanting. That's always, we like chants here, I guess. Let's see. Yes, we have a bunch of weird things to give away, as I was saying. So sign the guest book, wherever that is. I'm sure we'll figure out how to get it to you or tell you where to find it or something like that. You might have to hop in world. Let's see. Super stoked for this tour. We're gonna take a tour. For those of you who are unaware, that Ogar is like one of the OG buildingist builders in the entire metaverse, and we're standing in his coffee shop right here, and we're gonna get a tour of it afterwards. And it's always like super fun to get tours of things and get shown a place by one of the serious OG builders in the place in the metaverse. So I think that's it. We're gonna do a group shot somewhere once either before or after the tour. Maybe we'll get some advice from Ogar on where like a good group shot space would be, and then we'll kick it over to the show for the afties, and that'll be it for the day. So obviously, huge shout out to the crew: Easy, Paradox, Trippy, Show, Timmy, Tubador, Guts Berserk, Chibi, Alex, Greb, Foxy Yoga, Carolina Does, Sandy the Meow Meow, who does all the things, Dragonate, Trizlet, Musashi, everyone who I have conveniently or inconveniently forgotten. I apologize, but thank you all for coming out. All these bots do weird things, and I can't wait to hear Warsaken's presentation. They seem very enthusiastic, but I think I'm passing it over to Tara and Naomi first from Async. Is that correct?
Hey, hi. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. And your mic sounds perfect.
Yay! Thank you. I have Achilles here too from the Async team. I will say we are both a little fried after yesterday. We had a massive drop of this new Canvas creator tool that is now going to be available to all creators on Async. And it essentially lets you create generative projects. You can check it out. It's called Blueprints, and Achilles is going to talk a little bit about it too. Yesterday we dropped with 3 artists this week: Xcopy, Coldy, and A Lot of Money. And we spent all day yesterday basically defending the drop and like pivoting at the last minute to incorporate pre-mint, which is an amazing tool for helping to like get more art into the hands of collectors and less into the hands of all the bots. So yeah, we've been working on that. We sort of pivoted at the last minute, but the most exciting, well, that part's exciting too, I think, just from like a community standpoint, and like what I hope creators and what I hope creators will do to protect our communities, moving forward. Because this whole thing where we're used to just going, oh, well, people are going to lose thousands of ETH, thousands of dollars worth of ETH and gas and failed transactions. And that's just the way it's going to happen. We're not down with that at Async. So we are trying to fix it. And we did some major stuff to make that happen. So yeah, I don't know. I think first we should tell you a little bit about Blueprints, because it's really this like game changer. If anybody has ever tried to make a generative project, that there's finding someone to code it, the devs, there's someone like to build the backs, the actual website, the forward facing site. Like it's a massive undertaking, and it's really not accessible to most artists because of all the people that you have to get on a team first in order to even play in that world, and so you might have the best idea but be unable to execute it from a technical perspective. And so Async addressed that problem and created a tool so that anybody can make generative projects on our platform. And Achilles, do you want to share about it? That would be awesome.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So what we're doing with Blueprints essentially is we're taking the concept of async art, which is the idea of layered works. So you can have a master NFT that changes based on its different layers. We think that's a very cool thing. and it's done very well so far, but it doesn't allow for more collectors to enter and more fans of artists to be able to enter because all of these are one-of-ones. So essentially what we're doing is we're allowing artists to create the same layers with same different states. So you can think of a portrait as having many different noses and eyes and hair, etc. But instead of minting one-to-one layer NFTs and a master NFT, you get to allow your collectors to mint unique editions of the different variations. And these variations can go very high. You can have like trillions of different possibilities. In Cold's one, I think it was a couple of trillion different faces you could pull based on these different decentralized characteristics. So that's the first part, which I think is really exciting. It really allows for creativity above and beyond PFP projects. You don't have to do a face, you can do a landscape. You can do a musical piece soon, which is what I'm working on. So the idea of layered songs that have different components that are different, and each collector can have a unique song. So someone can have, a song with different lyrics from another person. We're making this very easy for creators to use. There's no need for any smart contract understanding or knowledge or backend development or front-end development. You can literally upload your PNGs in the different states, and then you get your collectors to mint. And I think it's really cool. So this week we launched with, this is available for everyone to test as of today. Our site is currently getting attacked by various bots nefariously, so you might have trouble accessing just now. But from the 1st of January, any whitelisted artist will be able to mint their own blueprint on async. So that's really cool. And yeah, this week we did our launch week to like sort of test it out with 3 of, I think, the best artists in the space. So that was Xcopy with his grifters, Coldy with his decentralized mashup, and a lot of money with his 1,000-head coterie. So all of them use different sort of like styles and ideas to try them out. Xcopy, the PFP project, I think looks amazing. You have all these different possible grifters who are like the bad actors of the space. Some are out there to scam you. I think that was the idea, and they all look really cool. They have different rarity percentages, right? So you can, as a creator, you can set how often a certain trait will pop up. So you can have like a very rare mouth or etc. And they're all modular pieces. And a lot of mine did Twitter cover banner images. So that I thought was also really cool. Something not very done very often in the space. Like a longer sort of like image that you can use in your socials. And Coldy did his amazing mashups of different eyes, the decentralized series. And I think it's worth talking a bit about our experiences. I haven't slept very much for the last 6 days. I don't think Tara has either.
No.
Yeah, I'm in London as well, so it's quite late. But it was it was quite fun. We wanted this to be very fair, so we've been talking with the artists a lot about how to make these launches fair and equitable, because what we see most often is if something's underpriced, therefore you want new people to be able to collect your art and engage with it. Usually they get sniped up really quickly by bots. So for Xcopy, we did the majority of his pieces with whitelisted collectors or raffle winners from his Discord and various giveaways, which left about 300 or so for a public sale of what planned on Wednesday. And shortly before the public sale began, a few hours before, we started getting DDoSed. Our site was getting attacked. We already saw the bots on Etherscan trying to call the contract and get ready there. And we had various conversations. We were in a war room all day, and we realized that a public sale will get botted because the bots have this unfair advantage over everyone else, which is they're able to front run you in the blocks and call the miners directly with private transaction, all that kind of stuff. So we decided we'd do a trick on the bots, and the last minute before the public sale was supposed to go live, we immediately switched it to a raffle situation where you had to verify with your Discord and your Twitter for just 15 minutes and be able to enter the raffle for a whitelist spot, which was, these are currently trading at like 10 ETH on the secondary market. So this, for a lot of people, this might be, well, not maybe life-changing or just a very, very nice early Christmas gift. And that was really fun because, when the public sale was supposed to start, I checked on Etherscan and all the bots were banging their heads against the walls trying to mint. The mint function was closed. So it was nice to see them get wrecked for once. And, we tried to make it as fair as possible. We did a provably random raffle draw. We pruned all the bots that we could. But of course, there's always high demand, so some go through. And then today we iterated even more on this approach. And for the Coldy raffle, because I think the bots were expecting the raffle this time around, we added some extra steps like having a minimum amount of ETH in your wallet, doing a social post specifically on Twitter, and so that we're able to get the actual real people who are interested and excited and maybe don't have the money or the knowledge to be able to get one of these in the primary market to be able to interact. And I feel like this, I hope this sets a precedent in the space about doing more fair drops that are more equitable for everyone involved, that don't involve rushing on the MetaMask, sort of like to, get your transaction through and always getting sniped if something is in high demand. So we had like about 25,000 entries over the last 2 days on our various raffles. We've pruned them down to a lower number. We're currently pruning the second list to make sure that it is not populated by scammers and cheaters and people sort of like cheating the system. And that's pretty much it. That's what happened this week. It's been very exciting. It's been very tiring, but I hope we're doing a good thing.
Thank you for sharing about it, Achilles. Yeah, we're both that's been our world the last like several days. But I definitely think we're doing a good thing. I know we are for our collectors. I think the only people that were pissed on the Discord were folks who were like, but we're supposed to be able to mint from the contract. And we're like, oh, I wonder what your intentions are. How many bots do you have? Like there were 2 people who were really upset and everybody else was like, thank you for not wasting our gas and for not and for giving us a better chance. Like people were coming onto the Discord and they were saying like, oh my God, I won. People that actually won. They were like, thank you for this opportunity. Like they never even thought they would have a shot at something like owning an Xcopy piece. And so it feels really good to do that. And I hope that more projects and creators will consider implementing this kind of a workflow into collecting of ETH addresses and into doing these drops this way through a predetermined list like this. So anyway.
Yeah, it was awesome to see that pivot in real time. And it was even more cool to see how the response of the community was just like, hell yeah, async for the win, coming through big time when it matters. And yeah, just to have and increase the odds of real people, real collectors winning a shot and winning the raffle. We really do love to see it. Over at Nifty Gateway, like we have tools that make it easier on our end to affect the same thing, but like doing it on chain has been such a challenge. So kudos to you all for absolutely slaying that. And on top of that, coming up with blueprints, which is just such an amazing self-serve tool for creators to put together these generative one of X collections. Really is a game changer, I think. Before we get into the questions from show though, like did you all have any updates or anything you would like to share when it comes to like Warp Sound or anything like that?
Well, so Warp Sound is actually a different project entirely. And it's not connected to Async. I happen to be part of that team as well. And we're gonna give away some pre-sale access spots through Premint on the show today. So anybody who, I think you guys are gonna post those, right? Post that link. I can also post it in the chat. But so we are like, the reason that I even knew about Premint to bring it into Async was because we've been using it on Warp Sound and having like such a really wonderful experience with the team over there. You still have to prune the list a little bit, like Achilles mentioned. It's like there still are ways for people to bot it, but it's wonderful because it requires people to submit not only their ETH address, but also a Twitter account and a Discord handle. And so you can kind of sort, and you can like set other parameters too. Like they have, I don't know, there's other stuff that you can do on the back end of it, but it's, but I knew about it because we've been using it with Warp Sound. And so I do have a link for our pre-sale list with Warp Sound. And I would love to share that with everybody. Warp Sound is an AI music and generative art. The art isn't generative. It's all illustrated by an Emmy Award-winning artist named Andy Poon, who's quite wonderful. And the music is AI music, but it's very quite special because we've been training it for 3 years, and it doesn't just kind of like imitate. It actually has been learning with some of the top producers in the world, like Young Guru, Stolen Drums, Chipsel, who does chip tunes. It's a really incredible project. We have a Discord. It's I can post the link in the live chat, but we are giving away pre-sale spots today. And I also want to talk a lot more about blueprints because those are like, I feel like they're my 2 children right now and the things I'm most excited about in this space.
Oh yeah. So we were sharing that link to the pre-sale access that you mentioned. I just wanted to make sure you preface that before we just randomly share that out of nowhere. So that's dope.
Perfect.
Yeah, but I'm going to pass the mic to Show so we can hit you with some hard-hitting questions.
Bring it, Show. We're here for it.
Hey y'all, how's my audio? Am I good?
A little quiet for me, but I don't know.
Definitely a little quiet. Open up that veggie drawer a little bit.
How about now? Is this better or
Oh, now it's a little crackly.
distorted? All right.
Yeah.
How about now?
Oh yeah.
Better?
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Okay. Hey Tara, welcome back.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Okay. Are these mashups of pieces already created in regards to the async blueprints and then put into a generative and provably random blender? Or are these curated pieces specifically from artists that you've handpicked with a little bit of AI flair sprinkled in?
The former. So, in terms of the mechanism, if I understood you correctly, all of these are generated on chain, probably randomly. So it's not like you fit it up with 100 different already pre-made characters or faces. You instead load up the modular parts of them, and a renderer using a seed of a block that we can predict gets to create unique different combinations. So neither the artist nor us nor anyone can predict which exact combination would minted, which is I think quite cool, right? So you have a lot of control over how granularly you want the things to be sort of like created. So you have a control there. But I guess the generative part is over the fact that there is real randomness in what actually gets spit out by the contract. And secondly, yeah, it's in terms of artists, we've worked with the three artists I've mentioned earlier this week, but we're going to open it up to everyone starting January, because I think the people who need such tool the most are the artists, who are not big enough to be able to afford a whole dev team behind them to build this for themselves. And we're sort of like doing all the hard work and adding some extra sprinkles on top as well.
That's cool. And we've all dealt with bots in some capacity here in the space. And it seems like you've come up with a bunch of solid solutions. Do you feel like this will finally be the nail in the coffin for getting rid of them?
I mean, everything, all the solutions are just kind of pivoting in a moment's notice and like doing the next best thing that you think is going to work. Because the problem is, everything is eventually going to people can find ways around anything if they have enough time, right? Especially because we're talking about folks in the crypto space, and really, there's a lot of really smart people doing not the most awesome things sometimes. Actually, there's not a lot, but there are some people who are very smart doing things that are not the most awesome, that negatively affect the community. And unfortunately, everything that we come up with, I mean, this was sort of like a fix that I definitely want people to implement, but also it still required a lot of hands-on, like pruning of the list before the raffle to kind of try and see like, oh, this isn't legit. This is, finding duplicate IP, like finding like things that are hard to do. But it's definitely better than doing nothing. That's the thing. There's no 100% fix for this stuff. And the minute there's just going to be another workaround that people figure out, right? But at least we can do everything within our power to try and make it so that at least more people, so, a few bots are still going to get through, I'm sure, but like the majority will be actual collectors versus the other. If we hadn't done it that way, then the majority, if not all, would have been scooped by bots. So I think it's just a matter of more awareness for creators, and founders and platforms, whatever, like more awareness of taking responsibility for that, and at least doing everything you can, knowing that we're never going to be able to fix it entirely, because there's always going to be something that comes as soon as there is a fix. There'll be a way around it, I imagine. But yeah, we got to just try and put it out there, like kind of try to raise the bar, so that we're not just like, oh well, yeah, the drop got botted, everyone lost their ETH, very few collectors got the pieces, but we did, it's like, no, it's not good enough anymore, in my opinion. We got to really do what we can for each other and try to, because also it reflects positively on the whole space that way. Like if the naysayers want to be like, oh, look at the scams, but if we can show a story where we're like, hey, look at what we did. We pivoted at the last minute and we helped come up with a solution. Then it just is, it's positive. It's good. It's good press for the space. It's better for all of us, so I hope that more creators and teams decide to go that extra, take those extra measures, even though it is a lot more work, and try to make the space more safe for everybody playing in it,
Yeah, I think to add to that, I think the thing with bots is that they're really smart, right? So they're able to replicate human behaviors very well. And I think there's different layers at which you can sort of try and deal with them. So on the sort of if we were to do a completely public sale, the mint price for the X copy was 0.25 ETH, the secondary price about 10 ETH, right? So it's a 40x arbitrage for a bot. So what they do is, it's not even about gas. Like even if you clank your gas to the maximum, this thing will front run you as long as it can make some profit. So doing it at public sale will guarantee that all these pieces go to bots. Then you enter a raffle system, right? Which is sort of for whitelist, which I think is definitely the right approach for this kind of launches. And there, you get sort of bots trying to game that as well. And the hard part is liminal cases where something could be a bot, but also it could be real, and it's just in between. And then it's hard for us to be able to say, we arbitrarily decided that it looked like a bot, or this criteria could, so it's about how many real people to get out to get the bots out in a way. So I'd say my learnings from this have been that, firstly, the most important element is the element of surprise, because humans are much better at adapting to new circumstances than scripts are. And the element of surprise with the human element attached to it. So, social posting that you can sort of quickly see that, probably this is hard to sort of Sybil all have a lot of, from the same person, have a lot of entries from something that requires a snap response, it shows that you're a human. So for now, that's what we're trying to do, right? Like a whitelisting system with add conditions, with elements of surprise, with things that are, short time span, things like that. But I'm sure, we can try and get better, but of course, these kinds of bad actors will try and adapt as well. So it's about constantly learning and trying to innovate in real time, I think, would probably be best. But I really hope we get a solution this soon, because it's really hurting everyone.
100%. Anyway, the first approach, the first iteration, I think was really successful. I'm really personally interested to see how we're able to mitigate the bot situation on chain heading forward. Combination of the tooling that Premint makes possible, maybe the ability to set granular criteria, like certain minimum transaction history for an address to participate, in addition to other criteria across the social spectrum. I think those sorts of the ability to dial in to a reliable degree how humane or human any participants could be or should be would be really important as well heading forward. But anyone else that has questions for Tara or Achilles, make sure you tag them in the chat here. As always, it's been a pleasure to have both of you up on the virtual stage updating us. Thank you both so much, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, thank you. We're super happy to be here.
Yeah. Cool. And next up, we have the folks from Warsaken up here. We have Matt and Coleman in the house. So whenever either of you want to take the mic, unmute and take it away.
Hey, what's up? This is Coleman. Thanks so much for having us. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, happy to be here as well. This is Matt.
We are from Warsaken. We are I know some people, this is an awesome space at TokenSmart where people from so many different chains come together, learn about new projects and what's happening out there. We are on the Wax blockchain. We're a military trading card game coming to the blockchain this year and to tabletops next year, but we're starting out on Wax, and we just had our pack sale last night. So really good time to be coming on here onto the work in progress. We're excited about the future. It was really nice to get that initial pack launch, and our cards are on sale. They're on the market. You can find them at warsaken.cards. And now we can move on to the next phases. We have we still have packs for sale. Like I said, our boosters start as low as $5 a pack, and then we have premiums for $79.99. And the boosters come with 18 NFTs, and the premium come with 7 premium NFTs. And we're really proud of those price points because it's really tough to find high quality art anywhere on the blockchain for anywhere near that. Our main goal with the game is to get the cards in people's hands and let people be able to play it. So we're excited that we've already sold thousands of packs. Packs continue to sell now. And as we move forward, our next big steps are upgrading in a couple of days, where you can take some of your cards and upgrade them to a higher powered card. Gives you a slight advantage in game. It'll give you a lot more power in staking. We've got our pack opening coming up in less than a week. We've got staking of our NFTs to earn our in-game token, which is loot. We'll have the loot store opening up. We'll have ally staking, where you can earn staking based on owning NFTs of our 18 ally collections. And then the big event that all of us are looking forward to is the launch of our first Warsaken game, which is Warsaken Blitz. We feel like it's a new phase of the play to earn, with a game that has been under development for years, utilizing the power of the blockchain rather than building from the ground up on the blockchain, taking something that already exists, has been play tested and is ready, and bringing it to the space. Matt has been here since the beginning of the game and is one of the co-creators of it. So I'll pass it over to Matt to talk about what Warsaken is, where we came from, and a little bit about where we're going.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Coleman. But yeah, before I get into a little bit about the game, I want to talk a little bit about how we came at it from a different angle. Since I've been in the blockchain and looking at different collections that are out there, what we wanted to really make sure was that individuals had a chance to get cards. I can't speak how many times I've been in a queue or something for a half hour or an hour, and then I get nothing because it's sold out. We wanted to do this in such a way that, not only could people buy cards on the day of launch, but people could buy cards a few days later, or even a few weeks later, so that they could have a chance to become part of what we call the Legion, or the people that support Warsaken. This is a phenomenal game. I've been playing it for years as we developed it on the tabletop card front before we moved into NFTs. If you've had a chance to go to warsaken.cards to buy, or warsaken.com to look at everything about us, you'll have seen the level of artwork that we put into this and the thought process around it. So we're very excited. We'll see a lot more pack sale as upgrading starts, and definitely as people are able to open them. We did it in that way to allow people who supported us in our Discord to have some advantages to upgrading, etc., before people could actually open their cards and then start upgrading. So we've had some people who have bought promos or received promos through being on our Discord, and they'll have the first opportunity to upgrade some of those cards, and we wanted to make sure to provide that additional value to them. But this game was really started. So Brandon is one of our generals. So we're the four members of the game, or we refer to ourselves as generals in the Discord. And Brandon, when he was a kid, had wanted to connect more with his father. So Brandon was super into video games, and his father actually had been in the military in covert type of things, in intelligence. So we actually launched a collaboration with NFT Story Cards, where it was about what it was a little bit offset, but it was based on one of the missions his dad was on, which was super cool. His dad is actually one of the leaders in the game, one of our intel leaders, and so he as a kid he tried to make some cards up to be able to play this game with his dad. But as any of you know, if you've ever tried to make up a new game or develop a game, there's so much that goes into it to make sure the cards work right and something is not OP on another card or things like that. And so he kind of just gave up on it because he was a young kid. As he got older, he started playing games with his son and brought the story up to his son as they were playing some games one night, and they started riffing back and forth on what if we came up with this game again that you tried to create with your father, and he saw it as a good way. Brandon's big on when you have time with your kids, to take that time and spend time with them. With work and everything, we don't always have the time we'd like, and so he saw it as a way to be able to play more with his son and his other kids. And he called me the next day and shared a little bit about it. And then I was involved ever since, helping to develop cards and ideas around the game. And then we brought Dan and Daniel into it. Dan to be over our development team, and Daniel knows tons about the NFT space and has written books, etc., as you all know. So that's where it came from. Daniel's actually the one who got us, like, you guys are crazy if you don't come into the NFT space. But this game has been worked on for about 2 years before we brought it to the NFT space. So again, we'll have upgrading, which is huge. We'll have pack opening right after that. Then we have staking starting at the very, very beginning of January. Staking allows passive staking, so you don't have to stake your cards and give them up. It'll be passive staking, but you'll earn experience from passive staking, which will correlate daily into loot you can claim. Loot will allow you to get loot packs on a monthly basis. Loot packs, so what we want to do is make sure our loot had value to it. So loot packs, which you buy with loot, will allow you to get things like owner cards, which would be in other games like a land card. So you're an owner and it's going to produce for you loot. There's tenant cards, so that way more people can be owners, but at 1/10 the level of a straight owner card. There's decadent leaders, there's loot leaders, so all these things that will have value to people who are using the experience converted to loot to get free packs that they then can either keep, use in the game, or sell on the secondary market to have income for themselves. So again, we're very excited about that. We've sold a lot of packs so far. Our goal was to sell out of the packs around the first quarter is when we wanted to sell out of the packs. And so we're on track to do that. But definitely, please, if you haven't seen Warsaken yet, go over to Warsaken, WARSAKEN.cards, and you'll be able to look at the packs we have up for sale. Even if you've already bought it or it's not something that's your cup of tea at the moment, please go take a look. The art itself will excite you. Like just seeing the pack boxes flip around, there's foil shooting through them, there's coloring. It's just pretty impressive, all the work that we put into, and we want to be able to share that with everybody. For our family of Warsaken, those of you who have already gone and bought cards, thanks so much. They have pop packs. We can't wait to support you and see what you open on opening day. And for those of you who haven't got packs yet, please grab some and then share with us what you got. We actually have some hot packs out there in the premium space of the boxes. Hot packs are where you have double of a very, very valuable card. So we actually have some packs out there that have double blood foils. Blood foils is one of the most rare cards in our game. It's basically a card that just looks like blood coming down it, basically, blood foil. It's really a cool looking card. We have hot packs in thermal ash and hot packs in gold. As those are the only ones we've tracked. We know we have other hot packs where there's a mix of different cards that are highly valuable. So we thought that'd be cool to have hot packs. And so please go to warsaken.cards and check us out. And I'm going to turn it back to Coleman a little bit to talk about the play model around earning, the earn model around Warsaken.
Awesome. Yeah, one of the things we're super excited about is we tried as hard as we could to build something for everyone in the game. Like you've got your hardcore gamers that want to have not just the best cards and the decks that are thought out. So they've got, 4 copies of every single card we have, so they can make any deck they want, but they have to have those in the premium, and we've got that because we've got some super hot premium cards. Grevinator just posted a link in the live chat that shows some of the cards without the effect. If you want to see the effects, you can click through and on warsaken.com/news, and then you scroll down and you can see some of the variations. But we wanted to have something for those hardcore gamers. We wanted to have something for someone who was a more casual player. We wanted something for someone who's coming in and just trying to earn maybe a couple bucks a day. A lot of people in developing countries are trying to do that, but through gaming, which is an awesome opportunity. And then also for people who want to come in, have fun, and then get a reward to be able to augment their gaming experience with those rewards. And so we developed Loot, as Matt talked about. And the two different ways you can earn, or the way you earn loot, is by ranking up your XP. And so based on the cards you hold in your wallet, you will get passive earning of XP, and then your XP will give you a rank. And you can get that, you'll be able to get that for Forsaken cards and also for our ally cards. And then you can also earn XP through gameplay. And if you play with premium cards, those really super hot fire cards, then you can get a lot more XP for playing and winning. But even if you come in with a standard deck, you've got the, you buy the booster packs, you've got the cards with the borders around them, you can play and you can hang with everyone pretty much. There's a slight advantage to a few cards that we have. The upgrades will give you 10 extra health if you upgrade all the way. But for the most part, whether you're playing with a standard deck or a super upgraded deck, you'll be able to compete across the board. And so if you play with the standard, you're earning less XP, but you're still getting XP, and that'll give you loot, and then you can upgrade your pack and supplement your cards that way. We'll also have a subscription service where for $3 to $5 a month, we haven't worked out a price yet, you'll be able to come in and play with any of the standard cards. And that will also be play to earn. And so you can earn a little bit of XP by playing with those. And then if you use that loot you earn to augment that with cards, then you can work your own premium cards in with a subscription. And so you can keep improving your decks little by little and going upward. So we've got a pretty broad base of different types of play to earn that we think will appeal to people no matter what space they're in. And then we'll also have a free to play option, which will let you come in and play with a couple of pre-made decks to try out the game, to see if it's for you, see if you like it, and then go from there. We're trying to get as many people as we can from outside the NFT space and entice them into the space with a great game. And that's what really drives our project, is we are game driven. And so we're doing everything, we've done everything we can up to this point to make it the best game possible. Like Matt was saying, they play tested this for years before it actually hit the market. Every piece of art is top notch, as you can see, with all of the cards that we've got out. And so we expect the game to drive the economy, and not just an economy where people are trying to build on an economy to get more to build on the economy, if that makes sense. So basically, making a game that people want to play and want to have the best cards is what we feel like is going to drive the play to earn aspect.
Amazing.
Matt, you have anything what you want to add before we go to questions or whatever's next?
No, we have such a love for this game. We want to see it become very successful. We're already talking set 2. He talked about the subscription model. We have plans in the future of maybe allowing people to win a contest to become a card in the game. I don't know. I was adding some stuff to the chat, so I don't know if Coleman shared within like the loot, we'll have in-game things as far as leaders saying different things to flex on people, different sounds when the nuke goes off. These will all be NFTs. So you can be like, oh man, someone else has got like this nuke sound I love. I wonder if they want to trade, or I'll put it up on Atomic Hub and sell this sound, or this gun noise, or like all these things will be things you can get to make your gameplay funner and funner for yourself. So we just have such a passion for this. What's going to make us successful is selling out our packs. So then we can start working on set 2 and continue to drive everything to completion. Again, we don't doubt that we're going to sell out. As pack opening starts, we're going to see huge uptick in sales. This was all things that we understood as the way we were dropping things. But we do understand that we want to get the games out quicker to everybody. So we've given a commitment to get Blitz out, but as we're able to get more developers, we're going to be able to get out the full game even faster, as well as the Cabal. And we love this. Those who have played on Tabletopia have come back and just told us how much they love playing the game, because we've been playing with certain people in our Legion on Tabletopia. And man, we just love this game, and we love those who are supporting us. And man, please take a look. We believe this is going to be huge, and Warsaken's going to be a name that's going to be around for the next 10, 15 plus years as people continue to love it, teach it to their kids, teach it to their friends, and just our goal is to continue to bring the community together within the NFT space, support one another, and just be a collection and a team that people feel are supportive of everybody else. So that's just huge to us.
100%. And I want to add one other thing. We've talked about Forsaken Blitz a couple times, and this is I think going to be huge for us in the crypto space, because so many of us are going different directions, so many different things we're interested in. You don't have to be a huge trading card player to enjoy the game. We definitely built it so that it really has that strong base. But Blitz is a 10-minute game. The packs or the decks you build are going to be easy to build. And then you can you can come in, you can sit down, you can play a game. In 10 minutes, it's quick to learn. You'll learn it in like 60 seconds. Bam, bam, bam. You played 3 games and then you're out. You can earn money doing that. You can or earn XP, I should say, so you can get more loot playing that. And so I think that's going to be a huge draw for the crypto space and for people who are already in NFTs, because they don't have to come in and give all of their time to Forsaken. They can just come in and do Forsaken, and they can still do a lot of the other stuff they're looking at. So I'm really excited about Blitz. I think it's going to give us a ton of fans in the crypto space.
Oh, one other thing real quick, just for everyone to understand, as they're looking to buy more packs or get packs for the first time, we wanted to be extremely fair to those of you out in the wax space and the NFT space. So we are doing a rolling average that we update every day. So if wax goes up, because wax has a higher value, our prices come down to follow the wax to US dollar conversion. If wax goes down, then obviously prices go up a little bit, based because we're only selling in wax. But I want to be very clear with everyone that we didn't just price these and leave them that way. We're trying to be fair to everybody that's looking to support us. So thank you so much.
Amazing. So much to chew on from this. I know there's probably a million questions, but Showman, hit the Forsaken team with one question.
Hey y'all, that was a lot of information. That was awesome. We have a question from Grevinator. He would like to know. Well, this is specifically for Coleman. He would like to know how would it feel to know that you will be losing matches in your own game to Grevinator in the future?
As soon as you said Grevinator, I was like, oh no, I bet this question's for me. We're gonna have to live stream that first game between me and Grevinator. I'm building an anti-Grevinator deck. Like, I'm interviewing his childhood friends, finding out his play styles, finding out what type of cards he likes to use, and I'm gonna build the best deck possible to bring against him. And I'm so happy that he can only talk in the chat, but I have the stage here, so he can't rebuttal. But really looking forward to that. And we're going to build into our lobby a way where people can get together and play against friends, challenge each other. The Forsaken family can get together where we, can have tournaments where you can come into a chat and you can just see people you already know from Discord and then sit down, play a game with them. So looking forward to it, Grevinator. And appreciate you guys having us. I've made a lot of friends here in Token Smart. Really top-notch community and so much to learn every day. You guys have stuff going on, so appreciate you hosting us. And again, for those of you who want to learn more about Forsaken, our Discord is discord.gg/Forsaken. Our website is forsaken.com to get more information, or if you want to check out the cards or buy packs, it's forsaken.cards.
There we go. And if anyone else has any questions, make sure you tag them in the Discord. But with that, thank you, gentlemen, for the update. And we can get into the field trip portion of our show today. So, Rizzo, I don't know if you have anything to say before we pass it. Ogar, if you're in the house, just grab the mic, take it away, tell us what we need to do, let us know where we need to follow you.
Yeah, let's drop a link to CV. This is Rizzle. Before we pass the mic over to Dat Ogar, let's drop a link to CV. For anyone who's here who is not familiar with Crypto Voxels, where we're going on this tour right now, it's super easy. So don't be shy. Even if you're a naked avatar, you can literally use it on a phone, and it runs pretty decently. So click the link, hop in world with us. The controls take a little getting used to, but you can figure it out if you've played a few video games. And come on the tour with us. And this is Dat Ogar, again, needs no introduction in the metaverse, one of the most epic builders. And we're going to be going on a series of tours over the coming months on some of his incredible builds, and check him out and learn about the process and everything. It looks like he is whacked. It looks like you are unwhacked now. So, Ogar, man, if you can, yeah, dude, take it away, man.
Yo. You hearing me fine?
Yeah, dude. Sounds good. 5 out of 5, not in the veggie drawer.
Perfect. So thanks for the opportunity. If I manage to not bore you to death, maybe we'll have the opportunity to do that again on my other's build. I'm Ogar, I'm French, I'm 30. I'm voxel architect, metaverse architect, virtual estate architect for 2 years now. In February. So this place is my first place I ever built in the game. This is a bit of origin story episode. This place remains in kinda the same setup that it was originally. The history of the spot is that at some point in late 2019, I ended up with no job, no no home, no place to be or do anything, and then COVID pandemic struck. I was confined home for a long period, so I had to manage to find something to do. And I discovered the blockchain and NFTs and metaverse, and I just drowned in that. I just read everything I could about this subject. And the person who introduced me in this world was the artist Untitled, who basically gave me this plot. He gave me this plot and $20 on a MetaMask, and at that time I was sad because you could mint for $1. So I will show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning. So it was a fucking mess. I did like sculpture in like 10 minutes, and I just wanted to fill up the places with so much stuff because I felt like it was magical to have the power to display things you made and to put it in a word browser-based solution so that you can have on your phone and stuff. And it was like this is the best thing in the world. So at first, Alota rent me this place. You can see those robots which are still there on this table. In front of the river. So I let them to have some kind of reminder of those models. And also you can see the beginning of the skull that is dancing in the middle of the room, the party hard skull. So when Alota saw this, he was like, yeah, not bad, but I think you can do better. And so I did, okay, you want to try me? So I've gone mad for like a week, barely sleeping, barely eating, just building, trying things, discovering bugs, understanding bugs, because most of a great part of the job is to deal with this bleeding edge technology, which is sometimes not working, sometimes a bit working, sometimes working, sometimes not. So you have to figure it out what is going on and how you can do things and how you can avoid glitches and those kind of stuff. So the idea behind building this coffee shop was I wanted to have a place which was a place that you could find in the city, because we are in the city, a place where you can like chill and stuff. I wanted also a place where I could display my NFTs, and the one I purchased is the one I made, and I also wanted to hide some Easter egg and to troll a bit. So this coffee shop, I wondered about what to build, because you are now have a virtual space. What you want to do about it? I searched in my mind a place where I felt home, where I felt good, where I was having a good time, where I wanted people to be, and I thought about that place that I will put in the chat, which is a coffee shop in Amsterdam that I loved and that I spent a lot of time in. This is the oldest coffee shop of Amsterdam. It closed in 2017 because of a new Dutch law which forbid coffee shops around schools. So he had to close. And I was like, okay, this place closed in real life, and maybe now I can make it rebirth there, and it will live basically forever. Because at the time I was naive, I thought NFT would live forever no matter what, but then I learned. Anyway, I drawn totally to understand tokenomics, to understand NFTs, to understand metaverse, to understand how those work. So I managed my way to produce some pieces that you can see at the first floor, because the first floor is basically an art gallery. The idea on that was the fact that in some places in Europe you have a commerce at the first floor, and then at the second floor you have a totally different type of area because it is rented that way. I think in US you can have the same thing. And I wanted an art gallery because Amsterdam, like Paris, is a big cultural city. You have museum and fine art gallery everywhere, so it was making sense. So I not did NFT to do NFT. I did stuff that had meaning for me. I did stuff that I were obsessed with and that I wanted to have in pictures. At first, I rendered some models that I made in voxel, but then I stopped because I felt like it was maybe too cheap or too easy things to do. And also I hidden some Easter eggs. So I don't know if some of you have realized, but you are standing under a growing room, which is hidden in the cellar above the skull. So basically you have a trapdoor that is moving, and you can enter that trapdoor and penetrate in another room. And basically this is a place
wait, how do I do this? I'm here, man. How do I do this thing?
Above the skull, you need to fly and to go up in the room.
Up to the next floor? All right, hang on, I'm stuck on the ceiling.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy. I feel like it's fucking obvious, but it's not. It's not. Not much people did penetrate here and saw that. Did you manage it?
I'm on the second floor. I'm with Sandy and Justin.
Yeah. No. Go at the first floor where the skull is, the skeleton.
Okay.
And above the skeleton, you have this trapdoor.
Above the skeleton. Oh, the skeleton in the corner over here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh.
Yeah. So this is a growing room. I display some growing equipment and some reference to growing weed in general. And I also put some marijuana leaf turning like video games, like you can collect them like in GTA or I don't know. It was funny. So this is an Easter egg. People that saw this place were amazed at the time. And there is another also, which is less classy maybe, but it's still about forbidden vice like drug or sex. It's because obviously we are in a coffee shop in Amsterdam. I made a red light corner. So you need to fly off the building, and then you see there is this corner with some strippers doing some pole dance. And then you can penetrate in the massage area.
Wait, hang on, man. I'm trying to penetrate. Where do I go?
There.
Wait, from the trapdoor?
Where are you, Rizal?
I went down through the trapdoor again. Do I go back up through the trapdoor?
Yeah, you can go up also, and you can go out by the windows as well.
Okay, wait. I'm back in the weed room.
Basically, you go out, you fly, and you will see that on the left side you have the strippers. And there is like red light neons because it's like that in Amsterdam. The triple X is not like some pornography stuff. It's just the armory of the city of Amsterdam.
Oh, I found it. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
Paradox is DMing me saying everyone stop saying penetrate. Yo,
so there is some cool
man.
detail like the shower is dropping, and this is also gross reference, but I'm always about the fact that with voxel every square must somehow have a meaning, and if you change the color of the square, of the position of the square, you can have another meaning. And what I like is about the toilets, you have this trash bin, and the fact that there is a red dot in that give a totally different vibe.
Come toilet. JJ is in here looking like he passed out.
So the building in front is one of Buddha's building. He allowed me for a long time to have this place for me to test out stuff, to build stuff, to use it also as a marketing place where I could sell Vox model and stuff. At some point, he wanted to build a dedicated place for the die, but he allowed me to have this small corner where I did a river. So you have this point of view where when you are in the coffee shops that you have the city of Amsterdam in front of you and some peniche floating, which I feel it's kind of nice, and not that you don't see that often this kind of point of view in TV at the time. You had also the pool, which I had a hard time on to animate, and which is bugged now because the system to display voxes has changed, and now every vox model charged by vox model and not by type of vox model. So basically, if you have the same vox model displayed in front of you, it will charge it 3 times. If there are 3, or 4 if there are 4, instead of back in time it was only 1, like the logic would want it to go. So now it creates a little delay in the animation, which broke it a bit. But this is very technical. So I would like to talk about the NFTs that I purchased because this is the only place where I display them for now. The one in the corner aside of the Pulp Fiction marble card is a Sparrow colors item. So this is the first NFT I ever bought.
Wait, hang on, dude. I'm trying to find you. Where are you?
At the skull.
Oh, okay, the
Yeah.
skull in the corner. Got it. Okay, cool.
Don't be confused because there is also skin in the room. So I'm speaking about the Vox skull.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link for anyone who's trying to check out the art that you're talking about who got lost.
So that Sparrow color in the corner is the first NFT that I bought. I bought it from Sparrow because maybe next week we will go to the Asgard Palace, and the Asgard Palace is basically a place that Sparrow gave me the build rights on in order to do what I wanted to do and to practice a bit before I professionally engage my metaverse architect career. So I purchased that one not only because it was Sparrow and I wanted to be grateful with her, but also because it was reminding me célèbre photo of the photographer Cartier-Bresson, which did a piece in front of the East train station in Paris, which is famous and that I like very much. And this gray pattern reminds me of that photo. Aside of that, you have the Genesis Marble Pulp Fiction card, IMDb, which has been gave to me by Johan from Marble and Meme.com because I built the Marble Tower. So he wanted to put a card in the deal to have some kind of discount, and it was fine by me because at the end of the day, this card has won, like in the Marble Arenas, it was top one of the cinema division for weeks and weeks, and it generates me a lot of MBC and stuff like that. So definitely it was good, and I'm also great fan of Pulp Fiction, so I'm happy to have the card for myself. Then you have that one, which is the name of the artist is Peculiare. She's not known at all. I totally stomp up her work in a hidden room in CryptoVoxen. I was like, wow, this visual is so powerful. I want it, so I bought it. And then you have a skull, which belongs to the project of the Skull Catacombs that I did, and that we will have the chance of visit sometime also. Then you have a PFP project, Crypto Talker, because I totally fucked up in investing in every PFP project that popped, because I'm some kind of moron. I don't know. I had all the tools of the clue, but I never commit. So I have no punks, I have no apes, I have no avatars. I bruised like tons of them for a small price, and I never committed, and I totally deserve to not be fucking millionaire. But I don't know. I like the Crypto Talker project, and behind this you have the Givenchy that that one night when he did the drop, and he said every NFT that isn't bought by this hour will be burned. So I was like, okay, I'm going for it, and I did, and I like this NFT so much. It has been delivered with high quality JPEGs that you could like make, I don't know, artworks or stuff to display at your home, and I like this assortment so much. I feel it's so powerful. Aside from that, you have a special flying cars that has been made by a lot of money for me, and above it you have a decline. Which I love also because I find it really insane. But basically, all the NFTs that I buy them because I love them and I want to keep them. I'm not really the flip type of guy. obviously, I have the Trevor Jones Bitcoin Angel because I want to do my Hetation Horror at his party in July. And we can finish on my portraits, which is a collective commemoration card to 100 of artists and personality in the NFT blockchain metaverse business. And I choose to represent myself with my dog. So I'm like in the Matrix with Sledgehammer, which represents the builder hammer, like the modern hammer of Thor, this kind of, but also it has some kind of, I don't know, Soviet aesthetic, you know, Stakhanovist. It's basically Untitled, the metaverse Stakhanovian, because in the USSR you had this myth of Stakhanov, which was a worker who did in one day the work of 100 of workers, and I wanted to immortalize me like this because I feel like the metaverse has to be built by people and we need to build it, and so I'm doing a propaganda billboard to incite people to go on the board and build every place that you see empty, every place that someone just want to flip and doesn't care about the fact that it is a place where people will meet and enjoy. So when I ended the build and when it was finished, I was like roaming the place, being like, whoa, this is amazing. I did something amazing, insane. And so some guy showed up. This guy was as in crypto. And I was building for days and I saw anonymous people popping on me and not talking and stuff. But Ezin just popped and I had this voice mic activated and started to talk to me. And I was like, what the fuck? We can talk in there and there is someone who is looking at what. And he started I started to giving him a tour and he was like, wow, man, you have a gift. You are, it's so nice. Do you want to see my place? And I was like, of course I want to see your place. And he was like, okay, I bring you. He brings me to his place. He started to sing a rap song, and I'm like, this place is amazing. He showed me his place, and I was like so amazed. But the creativity of people was there, and then there was Toxam, with the CEO of Polygonal Mind, which is also a builder company, which was around, and we also took a tour. We are three of us, and it was magical because it was at this point it wasn't just about me playing Minecraft alone somewhere. It was also about having people to talk, having people to be interested in that, having people to share with, having people to recognize something that could appear silly to a lot of people. And it was really a mental booster in the situation I was in, which was basically confined at home, can't do anything. And that's what was magical. Because we decentralize a lot of trust on the technology because blockchain is about that. But I feel like also it brings trust in the heart of people which want to promote this kind of technology. And I'm the kind of person who need trust in order to perform. If I don't get that trust, I won't be able to do anything because I will struggle in doubt. And somehow the NFT metaverse community gave me that trust. People like Sparrow that just say, I will give you the place to build. Somebody like Alotamoni who just gave me the plot. Like the plot was at the time, it wasn't much, but still it was $500. $500 is something. He just gave it to me. Because we are long time friends. He's not from nowhere, but he didn't have to do that, and he did that because Sparrow and Conlan did that with him. So it was some everything was linked in a way of sharing. it was like a template of ethic and morals, which was transmitted by Sparrow to to Autonomy to me and this is what I found powerful. I think I'm done.
Dude, I was actually just typing in the box. I'm like, dude, I love how you're like sort of pacing around crypto voxels as you're like giving this talk. Like, this is exactly how I'd picture you in real life, just sort of like pacing around your voxel build as you're like, giving a presentation and everything. It seems like you need like a voxel cigarette that you could like smoke as you're pacing around, like looking at your art while you're like giving this conversation.
Yeah, it's funny because when I'm on the phone in real life, I actually do that a lot. Right?
Me too. That's what I'm saying. So I'm a pacer as well.
I do that in the game as well.
Yeah, no, that's so funny, man. I do the exact same thing whenever I'm on calls. I'm like sort of walking while I'm doing it. So I feel like you're playing it out in real time, like in your voxel coffee shop, like highly caffeinated as you're giving the presentation. Dude, really, really appreciate and like, much respect to your work and what you've done here. And really a great story, man. Not surprising at all that Easy has played an integral role in it, of course. Dude is everywhere. I think we're going to try and pass the mic over to Paradox. I'm going to drop the CV link again in here. Actually, I think that might be the link to the strippers. Hang on. I'll get one back to the main floor. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm going to there you go. Let's follow Paradox's link here that he just dropped. And we'll go there and pass the mic over to him and organize some sort of wacky group photo type of thing.
Cool.
Paradox, man, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, sir. No veggie drawer.
Excellent. Right. Cool. Right. So we're cool to round this off and then end the whip on this photo. Is that cool? Cool, Rizzo?
Yes. We originally had a show slated for the Afties, but he had to take care of a thing. And so we're going to wrap it up with this group photo and call it a day. So let's take a good group shot. Everyone hop into CV.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So that link has dropped. I'll just drop it one more time. So if you're not in Crypto Voxels, you're going to have maybe 30 seconds to get in world and stand outside of the coffee shop. Nice and simple. So just throw up any emojis, any dance moves you want to, and I'm going to collect some photos and some video, which then goes into the weekly kind of recap video that Rizzle posts. So keep an eye out for that. And what we'll do now is if somebody from the WIP crew can throw on the closing cheese token smart music, that'll be amazing. And as we do, we'll take some video. Right, the camera is turning on. If there's a Dragonite or here we go. Thanks, Easy.
Cheese. Any fake Paradox can sing.
While I am troubleshooting this, I would love for everyone to go and purchase. I would love for everyone to go and purchase.
Everyone wants to be in world for this epic group shot, man. No one wants to be messing around with audio problems. Oh, there we go.
Mashed potatoes, I want chicken, cheese. Fuck yes, oh cheese, cheese, this is awesome, awesome. Sweet dreams are made of cheese, pizza's good too, I like where this is.
We need to petition Crypto Voxels to get that cheese emoji. Throw up.
a good token smart song. Cheddar, cheddar, blue cheese. Better Way says cheese emoji. Rendar has cheese, token smart with extra cheese. Death to audio, audio problems. Death to audio.
Thank you, everybody. I think this is sort of like the soft ending to the whip right here, as long as this paradox is cool. But come back next week. It seems like we're gonna do a holiday thing that we just decided today, so it'll be dope. But yeah.
To audio, audio problems. Death to audio problems. Death to audio, a gift of cheddar cheese.
And we got the cipher coming up in about
Audio
12:30.
problem don't deserve to live. Two emoji with the tongue sticking out. Emmentaler and Gruyere, that almost rhymes. Cheddar is money given now. Spend some of your cheddar on that, please. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Lots of gifts of cheesy things, all up in the Discord of Token Smart. Oh, lots of gifts of cheesy things. Cat with heart eyes, clap, clap, clap. Cheesesteak, cookies, hi, cheese is the best. Gifts of cats with cheese on their faces, death, death, death. The only thing we love more than cheese is gifts. The only thing is fondue. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio as a milk. Cheese is dying. Audio problems. Cheese is dying. Audio, oh yeah. Yay, the little kitten says LOL. And Elmo's on fire, and Ernie's got condoms on his ears. So fire, so fire. Death to audio, to audio, death to audio, LMAO. Give me cheese, oh give me death to audio, death to audio. Vibe check. Vibe check. Death to high ping. I want some lemonade. Make cheese great again. Condoms on the ears. That's what it looked like to me. Oh, death to audio problems. To audio. Death to audio problems. To audio. I'm vibing, make cheese lemonade. When life gives you rotten cheese, you make cheese lemonade. So much cheese and some sriracha, some cheese and some sriracha. Me vibing big time when Rizzle coins. You make nachos. You make nachos. Love the song so dope. Stuff that cheese in your face. Stuff that cheese in your face with jalapeno. With jalapeno. In your face, cheese whiz. Oh yes, cheese whiz. In your face, I said death to audio, to audio, oh death to audio, to audio, oh death to audio, to audio. to audio. Turn up to audio. Elbows audio. Turn up to audio. Good is good. Vibing like the audio. Shake your audio. Oh, yeah. That's it. Oh my lord. Whew. I have to turn on the fan.